yes. The boys are back. By that I mean the boys are back. You're listening to Knock 'em Out the Box. My name is Vinny Paz. I am here with none other than my co-host with the co-most, the mystic, majestic, left kid, Mr. Brendan Long. What's the word, kid?
140.
140.
And
Knock 'em out the box. Who is joining us this week?
It's William. So I got a lot of anger to go
He
around.
does.
Yeah, I kind of got a little anger
and-
myself. What the
and-
heck?
Wow.
What the heck was last week?
He-
Bringing a
He is the
replacement.
Frank Costanza.
I'll tell you right now.
Festivus.
That's what happens. Everybody's
This
replaceable.
Pablo.
Everybody's
This Pablo.
replaceable.
Mhm.
Show we talked about this a year and a half ago. The show must go on.
Yeah.
We were producerless for like 3 weeks, and this fucking 3 weeks, 2
I'm
weeks.
pulling this puppet strings all behind the scenes.
We had to get we had to. I don't know. It was a really good replacement and we got a lot of good positive feedback from the fans having Pablo on.
Well,
I got
let's
a
call
couple.
Pablo.
I got a couple of DMs that said maybe it's time to set Billy up on a little fishing trip.
Speaking of which, I
Yep.
was on a fishing trip today.
Yeah.
I know.
What did you catch?
Nothing.
Bupkis.
It's fishing, not catching.
Very
Wow. Only a fucking weirdo fish person would say that.
true. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
fishing, not catching.
Yeah, even knowing a line, even having a dart about fishing.
Right. He uses that all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, whenever we go, I didn't fucking catch nothing.
Right.
Well, no, they had to
What a
take.
boring,
They
stupid thing to do.
They took Fredo fishing.
Yeah, they did. That's why I'm gonna agree to go fishing once in my life with you and toss you over the boat and say
Ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna say, Billy, I'm gonna say he got sloshed,
Yep.
lost his balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got sloshed.
That's how I saw it happen.
My head's on a swivel,
Mhm.
and both of you better fucking look out. All right.
Mhm.
Someone's a little tepid
Well,
today.
I'm a little.
Uh-huh.
Again, I'm a little.
He's Frank Costanza on Festivus.
I'm a
I got
little
lot of
annoyed.
things to say to you people.
I do. I got a lot of things to say to a lot of people, and I've been a little salty on Twitter. In case you've been following me,
You're a very hostile person, very angry person.
well, I don't like the Loma hate that's been going around. And I see that
It's crazy.
other pundits have also been expressing their, for lack of a better term, their confusion
Yeah, it's
as
a good
to
word.
why there's so much hate. And if you don't know what I'm getting at,
There's only one reason.
the great Vasily Lomachenko has announced his retirement. We'll miss him. I loved watching him fight. He's arguably one of the most skilled guys the sport has ever seen. I don't even think it's arguably. He's one of the most skilled guys the sport has ever seen. One of the most athletic guys you'll ever watch fight. Technique, unmatched. Footwork, can't be duplicated.
They're gonna try for years, but
He's a treasure, and if you guys don't realize it, I don't know what to tell you. He had 18 world title fights in 21 fights. So,
B, you know when you sarcastically say to someone, "I feel sorry for you," like I feel sorry
Yeah.
for your mother, and don't be a menace.
I feel sorry for your mother.
I actually feel sorry for people who don't know what they had for a decade.
That's their fucking problem. And again, because you're not, this is what you always say. So I'm gonna rip you off. I'm gonna plagiarize you.
Please.
It's
Which one
not
is yours?
our problem that you're not hip.
Right.
A guy like Loma. It's
Right.
not the rest of the don't wax philosophic, don't wax nostalgic that he's not as good as X or Y or Z. Guess what? He is. So losing to Orlando Salido, and again, I don't want to hear anybody say like Orlando Salido had a lot of losses. Look at Orlando Salido's record from when he was 21 to when he fought Loma. 21 years old, 20-foot Loma. He had like 6 losses when he was 16 and 17 in Mexico.
We can also go the other way too. Look, there was a lot of dirty tactics implemented in that fight.
I'm just saying, taking that fight in your second fight,
No, I agree. And I'm just saying there's an argument to be made. First off, that was a split decision. And there's an
Correct.
argument that with all of that, Loma won. Like it
Right.
wasn't this lopsided beating in the second fight.
No,
It was
it's like he came out and they're like, see what happens?
right, exactly right. See what happens when you rush a guy or something like that. No, look,
No.
396-1 as an amateur and got that lick back against that one loss. So he
Yeah.
beat everyone he ever faced in the Olympics. Two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, one of the greatest fighters of the modern era, and one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen.
Me
I'm
too.
speaking for me here. If you know, I just really want, really quick. This isn't news per se. I just wanted to congratulate my old friend, the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny Pazienza, for finally
Yeah,
being
it is
inducted
news.
into the International Boxing
So
Hall of Fame. Five-time champion, only the second fighter in boxing history to win both the lightweight and junior middle championships. His comeback from that car accident and the neck injury is, in my opinion, the greatest sports comeback in history, any sport. In my opinion, if you guys want to say, if you guys want to politely disagree, feel free to write in. After being told he'd never fight again, he secretly trained and returned to boxing 13 months later, defying doctors' orders and winning three more world titles. His grit, determination, and unwavering belief in himself, despite facing seemingly insurmountable odds, inspired me to follow my dreams of a career in music. So I appreciate Vinny for his 2+ decades of friendship, always making sure that I'm involved in what he does, whether it be having me out to the premiere of Bleed for This, in which Miles Teller plays Vinny. Check that if you haven't, guys. Great film. Um, to trying to get me involved, musically speaking, in projects that he's doing. There's a documentary currently being produced. I believe I brought it up on the air, B,
I'm not
before.
sure if you did, buddy. Well,
I
if
don't
not,
know how much is out there and that
you can talk about.
I can talk about. Do you know that huge conglomerate we reference often on
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yeah.
They are the powerhouse behind the documentary. So this is not a small
Yeah.
undertaking. You know what I mean? This is and will be a big deal as far as documentaries and theatrical release and film festivals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And I've been
Yeah,
asked to
it's
be involved, and Vinny's
that's
my
awesome,
guy.
brother.
And I was really scared they were going to pull the disrespect, Brendan, that we've seen in other sports with other people. Pete Rose getting in is honestly, man, this isn't a baseball show. So we talked about it on air, and we talked about Charlie Hustle, but him getting in after he passed away is a fucking disgrace.
Yeah. I think
It's more respectable to just never let him in.
just let him in. I agree.
Just never let him in and stand on business. But
Yeah.
for him to have been going to Comic Cons and signing things and not being invited and not being,
Yeah.
it's. I had this fear. First off, Vinny is not old. I believe Vinny is 62. He's certainly not old. But fighters take way more punishment than anyone else in the world of sports. You know what I mean? And I just had this fear that he was never going to get in, or they were going to wait until 2050, to put him in. At the guys not, just
Yeah.
Pac-Man went in, obviously well deserved.
Sure.
I can't remember the entire class, Brendan.
Al Bernstein and Jim Lampley both got in for the
Very deserving for the media
absolutely. Yeah.
journalism. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Really, they should have been in already.
Right. I trying to think. Let me look it up. Who got in? But yeah, if you guys had never been, it's a fun weekend to go up there. This weekend wasn't too hot. Sometimes I don't know if you guys are
Yeah, June in Canastota, New York is
upstate, and especially upstate and western New York gets it gets so cold in the winter, but painfully hot. Like there's no ocean breeze there.
Right.
So you're
There's
landlocked.
nothing coming off any
So
water.
no, and if there is a lake, the lakes, the mosquitoes are the size of sparrows. Um, but I have 6 degrees of separation with the boxer Vinny Paz. Not only through you, my a lot of I have a close group of friends, all my buddies from Providence. In fact,
Right.
we get a
Of
beach
course. You went
house.
to school, what,
Yeah,
45 minutes from
no, no, no,
Cranston?
2 hours.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
New
I thought it
Haven's
was
two
right there.
hours. But
Okay.
no, it's so like those one of my best friends who's in each other's weddings. My boy Joe, uh, his buddies became my buddies. My buddies became his buddies.
Right, right.
Um, because we were both. It's this college I went to. A lot of the people from the state of Connecticut went home every weekend.
Sure.
So if you're from far away, you stayed up. So by process of elimination, a lot of us became friends.
Yeah, because we're the
Um,
maniacs staying here because you're
we
not going back to the island and they're not
no,
going back to
no, it
Boston
was too
or
far, right?
yeah.
So a lot, and of course, rabid sports fans in New York and Massachusetts, Rhode Island. So
Yeah, it's fun. It's a
the
fun
the,
little
the
rivalry. The ball
Yankees and
busting
Red
comes
Sox,
out.
Celts
Yeah,
and
the ball
Knicks, and
busting
yeah.
starts flying. Yeah.
So and again, those guys are really into sports, so you talk sports. But anyway,
Yeah.
and music. My my
Yeah.
my buddies from Rhode Island are all write graffiti. They all are
Right.
into hip hop. Like so anyway, those guys. I uh, I ripped a video of Vinny's. We're on a text thread.
Hmm.
I ripped the video and I just put it no context on the text thread,
Nice.
and there was
Nice.
like 20 replies from those guys about because in Rhode Island is a big small town,
Yeah, of
so
course.
everybody knows each other. So he used to
Absolutely.
live next door to my father. I shopped at his family store.
Sure.
I did this.
Yeah.
I did
Right.
that.
I knew
And it
his
was real.
father Angelo.
It
I
was
knew,
so
yeah.
cool.
So
Like
cool.
those guys,
That's
just
great. I'm sure
yeah.
they're so proud too. It's like,
Yeah, and my one boy Albert AJ, shouts to AJ. He boxed, so that's my connection to like Peter Manfredo because of AJ.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually boxed, so he knows him well, like knows him.
Vinny was
Um,
very important to me um as a kid. And
well, yeah, I would hope so.
it was, it was emotional, man.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him.
right.
And it's like it's weird because the Loma news hit me, man, even though I said it was coming. Hey yo, I said for what, since the Cambosis win? Um,
Oh, Michael Nunn got in.
second to none. He was talking to Al Bernstein at that Verona card. And Mike looks great. He did all that time in jail,
Yeah,
which is really sad. Michael Nunn was a great fighter. I think um, history has forgotten him because he was locked up. I'd like to see him out and about a little bit more, B,
right.
and say, hey, I was great. You know,
Yeah,
I think he should help some of these kids. I think he's still there mentally. I think he could be a great help to young fighters.
I think I'm wrong. I don't think Jim and Al got in. I think that they were just presenters.
Are
So I
they
take
not in? I thought Al was in. No
uh,
puff.
yeah. So it says Randy Gordon, the former commissioner of the New York State Athletic Commission, Russ Greenberg, who headed up HBO boxing,
Yeah,
HBO
he was.
Sports.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. Kenny Bayless, and then Mary Jo Sanders.
Kenny Bayless is deserving.
Yeah, I don't know the women who got in. Jessica Chavez and and Sophie Mathis. Usually we hear at least the women's names. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm not hip to them, but Kenny Bayless is in. All right. Pretty cool. Maybe one of these years we'll do a live broadcast from there. But
That would be
I
amazing.
was just perusing the cesspool of Twitter today,
Uh-huh.
and that fat piece of shit, Rick Glazer,
Uh-huh.
that fucking garbage human.
He's always on about something, and
Always on
I'm
about
this,
something.
I'm that,
Yeah.
I'm that. He very much, very much in his head believes that he's a prime John Gotti
Oh, forget it.
or Nicky Scarf. Or I mean, unless, I don't know what I'm missing.
Right.
The
Yeah,
way he
exactly.
talks,
All right.
what am I missing?
All right, Rick. You know what I mean? Give me a fucking break.
Kinda, unless I don't
You
know
know what I'm saying?
something.
Like,
You
all right,
know,
Rick. Don't you want
settle
to do that?
down.
Like, if you were,
I want to settle down, pal, because you're talking crazy, and I don't know if you go out, but some people don't play this.
I think he rolls out. I
Okay,
think I've seen him getting thrown out of shit recently. Anyway,
okay, okay.
this is boxing.
So what's he
So,
on about now?
you know, he made this comment and it got like mixed. There are people that like kiss his ass on fucking Twitter, which I don't understand.
It's odd.
Um, Odd. So he made a comment about Mickey Ward, and it was to the tune of, I'm not gonna read his fucking tweet,
Yeah,
but it was
don't.
like,
Yeah.
it was like, you know, the Boxing Hall of Fame should put Mickey Ward in or stop parading him out every year. It's like, dude, he's an ambassador to the sport, and he enjoys
Mickey's
going
a
up
great guy. He loves it, and he can do whatever the
whatever he
fuck
wants.
he wants. If
If
he
if
felt a
Mickey
certain way
Ward
about it,
doesn't want to do it, he
he
won't
does
do it.
not have to do it.
Right.
He got uh two really good paydays and one solid one with the three
Yeah,
fights
but
with
I mean,
Arturo. He owns that construction company. He
right.
doesn't need a couple bucks for.
Leave him
Look,
alone. Like,
leave him
I just
alone.
don't
You
understand like
don't have to talk for him. I
why you would direct your ire towards Mickey Ward. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Mickey Ward is a great ambassador for the sport, regardless of his record, championships won,
right.
lost,
Who cares? And who
whatever, anything.
cares? Who cares? Get as many fighters up there as they possibly can.
Absolutely, especially ones with names and who had Oscar-winning films made about them. But
Right.
how about that, Rick?
Fucking
How
asshole.
about that? The guy was immortalized in a film that I think was up for awards, or Bale wasn't
Yeah.
he? Wasn't he
Yeah.
up for Best Actor for playing Dickie
Yeah.
Eckler?
Yeah. You see that guy's gonna play Al Davis? See the pictures of that?
No.
Bro, they're making a movie called Madden. Nicolas Cage is John Madden. He looks just like him.
Wow.
And fucking Christian Bale has become Al Davis.
Oh no. Even the hairdo?
The hairdo, like the over tan,
The
like
son's
the
hairdo,
sunburnt.
son's hairdo is wilder than Al.
I heard something recently
Uh-huh.
that he does that on purpose just to be like, yeah, do whatever the fuck I want.
To be like, yo, I have so much money, I can be crazy.
Fucking be
I can
crazy.
have a Lloyd Christmas cut
Lord,
and like a hot hooker on my arm at
all times.
front row at every
Just,
fight.
just do what I want with this weird ass haircut. Yeah. I mean, that is like bad mom bowl cut in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's your mom hates you. It's not just
You
bad.
might,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Vasil Lomachenko's retirement speech, the little thing he filmed was super moving as well, in my opinion. Just basically about his father. And
Yeah.
thank you for being my dad was really what he said for people who can't understand. It's really
Yeah.
what it was about. It really wasn't a promo about boxing and retiring. He said that kind of like
Yeah.
I'm done, but it was really about like thank you for teaching me to be a man and
Thank
this,
you
you
for
know.
teaching me to be man.
Kosei Tanaka has announced his retirement from boxing at age 29 due to repeated eye injuries. It's a shame. Tanaka's the fastest fighter in history to become a full-weight world champion, as he won titles from strawweight to superfly in just 21 pro fights. Great fighter. Brendan and I talk about the jockey divisions and how you guys should not skip over these fights we
No.
talk about. He's a guy that was one of them. Absolutely first ballot Hall of Famer. Eye injuries, just sad to hear,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm not sure if it's actual eye being, like his eye or cartilage ripped
Yeah.
up around the, stuff like that. I'm actually not sure. He's had issues. All right, so this bit of news, Brandon, it's a tricky one. So you tell me how you want to handle it because we're really going to cover it later too as part of the weekend's happenings. But there's layers to this, and they're ugly and it's peeling the layers of an onion. Just the more you take off, the more it stinks. Keyshawn Davis came in 4.3 pounds overweight
Scumbag.
at 139.3 and was stripped of his WBO lightweight world title ahead of his first defense against Edwin De Los Santos. A physical altercation occurred backstage between the Davis and Albright camps. Nahir Albright claims Keyshawn and Keon Davis jumped him after his win against Kelvin Davis. Footage from backstage shows some of the incident that took place earlier between the Davis brothers and Nahir Albright. Albright claims he was jumped and headbutted. Police were called, and Keyshawn Davis had to be escorted out of the Scope Arena in his hometown of Norfolk. What low-life pieces of shit those kids are.
Yep.
I liked them before.
Nope.
That's done.
How to nuke your career in one weekend. Here we go. Here we go. I've been saving it up.
Yep.
If you are Top Rank, you fucking drop him like a fucking bad habit. If you're Bomac, you drop him like a fucking bad habit. None of this fucking we're friends, we're this. If you're fucking Shakur Stevenson and that's your homeboy, you stop talking to him. This guy is bad fucking news. He will fuck your shit up. He doesn't care about himself. He doesn't care about his brothers. He doesn't care about shit. He fucked. I will fucking.
Do you by chance know what his purse was?
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million
purse at home, sold out, and you blew it, kid.
Sold out. They had to give back $200,000 worth of seats, I heard.
Yeah.
The only thing that saved grace was
2,000 tickets. People demanded refunds of 10,000 sold out. 2,000 said, no.
Right.
You're not getting over on me. Give it back.
No, and they did.
They did.
I don't know about the Virginia State Athletic Commission, but in New York, De Los Santos would only be entitled to half of his purse.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they paid him his full purse.
He got his full
because
purse,
I think
factually.
And props to Samson Lukowicz for
saying,
I've criticized Samson on this show for talking shit,
yes.
But everything I've heard since Saturday is he is the best fight advocator out there.
Okay.
Lou DiBella went and shitted on fucking on Keyshawn Davis.
As he should.
Every grassroots boxing guy shitted on him. All of my friends that I talked to said, do you have any idea? I mean, and when I say my friends in the game
boxing,
who either fought at a lower level or fought at the highest level, said, do you have any idea what it is for a fucking promoter to do what he did for Keyshawn Davis, to do what Top Rank did for Keyshawn Davis, making shows in a non-fight town?
Yeah, of course.
Now, props to Keyshawn Davis for being able to sell those shows out and making them success. But he has a no contest on his record because of weed, which he admitted on the Andre Ward podcast that he was smoking weed the week of the fight.
Yeah.
So which that means he never stopped smoking weed ever.
Correct.
He arrogantly flexes on the fucking scale. But guys, these are ceremonial weigh-ins at this point. He fucking knew that he didn't make weight. Bomac knew he didn't make weight. It was a show on the scale.
Correct.
And they thought that they could then just get away with.
They thought they were cute.
Thought they were cute. Now, if I personally don't think Bomac had an idea. Keyshawn then says in an interview, I just can't make the weight, like shrugs it off. I can't make the weight anymore.
The whole thing,
which means he knew midweek, which means his management could have contacted Samson Lukowicz and be like, look, we're not going to make the weight.
So the people in my life, like how you said, people that fought from lower levels to the highest level, those people in my life, one of them said he knew 2 weeks out. He knew 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That this wasn't going to happen.
This wasn't going to happen.
And this is pomp and circumstance. This is the same person told me they did not think that Edwin De Los Santos or Samson were going to stand 10 toes down and say, I'm not putting my fucking guy in there. We'll pay him this amount of money.
Right.
We'll take the fight and it'll go on. It'll go on. That is what That is what my guy said. They were banking on it, and not just banking on it. They didn't think there was a 1% chance of their bluff being called. That's what all of the pomp and smiling and flexing when you said.
How do you flex? How do you flex?
I don't
There's
know.
no apology.
I did not.
No humility.
He doubled down, Brendan. He said, "Forget no apology." He said, "I'm not going to apologize." He didn't just not apologize.
Get rid of this guy.
Back him up.
Get rid of him. So he blows. I tweeted this out.
It took off a little bit.
Yeah. He blows a purse.
Yes.
He blows a TV date. He blows a strap.
Yep.
He blows.
Hey, yo.
He blows a hometown date, and
6 months of his career at least, and who knows what's going to happen with the other stuff, because we're going to open up that can.
I would drop him if I'm Top Rank.
No,
drop him.
And
maybe not Friday. I drop him, but certainly fucking Saturday, where he's popping popcorn ringside. This is what you said years ago on this show. You said the Adrian Broner, Tank Davis eating and being drunk at an event. I don't know if Keyshawn
at the same time.
I don't know if Keyshawn Davis was sober. I don't know.
I always ask you what is liable, what can be seen as liable. I don't believe he was, but I have to say allegedly, whatever that word is.
Allegedly, he certainly didn't seem it.
He's chowing down on popcorn, looking like a mental patient, and then he gets into three fights. He's got a baby, and when I say baby, I mean baby, not an
infant.
An infant in a stroller that's just randomly in the ruckus of the Nahir Albright shit. There was you can see it with your eyes. To anyone who thinks we're being hard on him or any of that, fuck that. Look it up. There are people in physical altercations, guys who fight for a living. There's children and women everywhere. You can count. There's probably as many women there as there are men, and there is an infant.
What is the motive to go jump Nahir Albright? For what? For fucking up your brother's bag? You fucked up your brother's bag. You're projecting your own shortcomings, which is your fucking fault.
You'd have to go back to James Butler. Sucker punching Richard, what's his name?
The
alien. Remember that was his nickname, the alien. That was weeks after 9/11. So 24 years ago, guys, is the last time I heard someone getting assaulted for getting their ass whooped. And trust me, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
That was not a close nip and tuck fight.
No,
I got to big myself up later on when it comes to
Nahir Albright came to fight Philly in the house. And hey, you know what? I'm going to go so far as to say, hey, maybe he was a distraction for his own fucking brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't make weight. You cause this big fucking scene. Now there's 2,000. I mean, if you don't think they're all talking like, fuck, we got to give back 2,000 fucking seats.
Of course,
I'm not going to get $1 million. You know what I mean? Like that's life-changing money for anybody.
You said to me, maybe not Friday, but I asked him on Saturday. I call depending on where everyone's at from Top Rank in different states and different countries, I call a Zoom meeting and say Monday, as Top Rank, we make the statement. With that, when people wake up Monday morning, Top Rank has severed ties with Keyshawn.
I mean, Bob was ringside. 93-year-old Bob, and again,
but you know what I'm saying with everyone, Brandon. You get on a Zoom and say, guys, Monday on the Top Rank socials, and we give it to Ring as an exclusive or whatever. But as of this date, today, you know what I mean? As of today, and with the date, we have severed ties with Keyshawn Davis because of his behavior.
Or not. We're giving him a break till the end of the year.
Whatever.
So, one of our guys, the Naki Cedric said, fines and suspensions, like asking us what we thought. Now, I don't. Again, he's Cedric, to answer your question, which I'm dragging from Twitter onto the show.
Yeah.
It's what Vinny has been calling for.
A national commission.
A national commission would be able to handle that. The way boxing is set up, that it wheels and deals, you can be fined or deducted stuff for not making weight for doing this, but they never went through it to fight.
Yeah. So, what is the Virginia State Athletic Commission gonna fucking do? Nothing. They're gonna do nothing for any of this. For any of this, maybe people involved.
Well, that's the thing, because it's not a contractual basis, so it's a fight by fight thing. I mean, they may say we're never staging a fight.
Oh yeah, the venue might be like,
but
you're
I
not
mean,
coming
what
back.
What is the fucking public perception now of not only Keyshawn Davis but boxing? This is an ESPN date, so now on my guide, it's going to say Keyshawn, probably. I mean, I know that they updated the poster for Abdullah Mason, but it's going to say Keyshawn Davis on the guide. You put it on. Oh, Keyshawn Davis. I saw that guy fighting a couple months ago. Put it on. Hey, where is he? What happened? Oh, he didn't make weight. Oh, he's fighting in the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, first of all, Keyshawn Davis should have sat there. He's running around like a little kid.
A maniac. Everywhere you could be, he is. He's dancing in the fucking, he's draped in jewelry. He's dancing and smiling in his brother's things hours after you miss weight
and blow the show.
And almost ruined the fight weekend. You blew the show for a lot of people that were strictly only going there for you or tuning in for you.
But hang on, let's just also talk about this. Did you see where he was sitting down with Abdullah Mason on the dais before that?
Leading up, talking shit to him.
Talking shit to him.
I just want to say, guys,
so your stablemate,
as much of a disgrace as the Davis
disgrace.
family was this weekend, is how amazing of a family the Masons are. And we're lucky to have them in the sport. His brothers, his father.
There's a yin to every yang, right?
There is. And what a sweetheart of a kid.
I hope that Top Rank takes whatever money they were going to put behind Keyshawn Davis and put it right behind Abdullah Mason.
I couldn't agree more.
Get rid of this kid.
Pack him up.
Get rid of him. You either say we're not going to do if whatever they talked about, if we had 2-3 fights for you, we're reworking your entire deal. You can choose to stay. You can try to find another promoter. I don't know anybody that would want to touch him. This is Adrian Broner 2.0, and at least Broner made the fights. You know what I mean? Broner actually made.
I'm gonna say, what are the chances that in a decade of Broner's buffoonery,
did he blow a fight?
Did he do right? But did Keyshawn do as much damage to himself in 24 hours as Broner has?
I mean, what? I'm not speechless because I just went on a fucking rant about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that. You want to say you're speechless because we're not those kind of guys.
It's Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I mean,
guys, when we say we really could do 2 episodes on how.
I mean, does anybody out there understand how much fucking bread was put behind this kid?
No, I don't think they do.
He is in his 14th and 15th fight. They're positioning him for belts, and again, he's delivered. He beat Baranchik, right? He beat that Argentinian guy, knocked him out cold.
And if he beat Edwin De Los Santos, had he made weight, there were huge, monstrous plans for coming forward.
Huge plans.
Every name that was potentially out there post De Los Santos was big in the boxing world. I don't mean crossover stuff, but I mean where I'm ready for this.
We're not. But again, $1 million, probably coupled with 2 other really big paydays for a young guy
attached to them if he wins.
No, I'm saying prior, the 2 fights prior.
2
TV dates prior.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Big,
500,000,
or 750,
something like that.
So he was gonna the one thing about Top Rank, which we all know, is that they do cap out. So that's why Shakur left. So you do cap out at $3.5 million. But look, man, we were talking, I don't know, a couple months ago. Top Rank doesn't really have that much in their stable in terms of American fighters.
And Bob's 490. So what is going to happen?
And so what I'm saying is Keyshawn was a marquee guy for that business.
Absolutely was.
They were what they were doing was building him like they did Crawford.
Yeah.
Fights in his hometown. He's selling out his hometown.
Good personality up until this, showed to be affable. There's a story with the brothers, you know what I mean? Being brothers.
This is so stupid. And I've seen people compare, where was that same energy when Bud did this? But all right, let me just give you guys a little history lesson. So what they're talking about was when Bud got arrested for taking his own car back from a mechanic that stopped working on his car.
Yeah.
So Bud, being Bud, went to the gas station and pushed the lift button, had the car come off the lift and drove it out of there. And the guy said Bud ruined his lift. The fact that Bud knew how to work the lift.
Yeah, that's G'd up in and of itself. I don't
Is
know how to work a lift for
me
a car. I
neither.
would just stare at it. Go
I
give
would
me
have been
my
like,
car back, asshole.
can I please have that back?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you up if you don't
Yeah.
take it off.
He didn't do that. He didn't beat the guy. He
No.
went and took his car back.
Yeah, but it's like this is the reaching that is done, man. It's like
Right.
first off, they're not, bro. This has nothing to do with it. Was not attached to the sport, and it was not an assault, and it was not
In an arena.
in an arena of the place you were
Look, man,
supposed
we
to be
get it.
fighting.
Yo, listen, haven't fought in a couple of months. Maybe a bar fight happens or something. We don't
Sure.
say it's smart. We're
No,
just
but
saying
you're on edge.
possibility. No, not even on edge. Dude, professional, you're famous. People walk up to you and say wild shit. People
Correct.
walk up to a boxer like, "Hey man, put him up." You know what I mean? Like, and then it gets escalated, or we see it with athletes all the time. That would have been more excusable.
No, what I meant
You
by
beat up
stress
the
is
guy who beat your brother up in the ring. You go and beat that guy up.
what I meant by stressed is I think there was a lot of histrionics with that dancing and smiling, and inside he was seething and going, I fucked up my fucking career, or at
Oh,
least
so you're saying like I'm gonna 100%. I'm gonna project on the outside that everything's okay.
correct. And this is yo, let's go press him. Let's go press him in the back. I don't like what he said to him or whatever. We're gonna get back to this when we cover that
Sorry.
thing. No, not at all.
I want to talk about that.
I wanted
top of the
to.
show.
I wanted to. I absolutely did. If there's anything more you want to cover, we can. If there's anything else you want to say about it.
No, I mean, I don't know if I've
as
come
far
out.
as fine suspensions, what's going to happen to him? He blew
Drop
a
him.
camp. When does he come back? Does someone pick him up? Does he fight an event for some very small promoter on some small card just to try to stay busy and in shape at 140? I don't know. There's so many question marks.
I don't know, man.
I'll be blown away if Top Rank doesn't drop him. And
I won't be blown away because boxing's gonna boxing.
Yeah, but then okay, they don't drop him. They set something up for early fall. I want to see how that plays out. Do people boycott? Do they not go? Do they not support him? And blah blah blah. What do we do?
What do you think? Like, well, at 140, I don't think he'd get a headliner, Vin. So they would probably. I mean, they'd probably say we're gonna have to either rework your deal if you want to stay with us. What we had said previous, your end of the bargain is to make weight.
I mean, I don't even know what that means anymore with these kids that came out of the Olympics and became spoiled like him. When you say not a headliner, I don't know. Does he get a Pitbull Cruz type guy or like a kid we never heard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe someone like that as a co-feature or undercard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is a televised showcase.
Right. No, that's dead for
it's dead.
2
2
fights,
years,
3 fights. Right. Yeah.
Or at all.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know that he comes back from this. This isn't even in my news. I wanted to throw this out, big, just while I'm thinking of it. What did Ryan Garcia get surgery on? His hand?
Yeah.
Oscar comes out today and says, okay, surgery went well on his hand. Now we're going to get his shoulder checked out. Remember I said I won't be surprised if we never see this kid again? And you said, nah, he'll be back. Now it's like unraveling.
Yeah, I know. I said I think we'll see him again.
No, I know. I'm just saying we're already preparing for another surgery. So you're not getting back in the gym this summer. You're getting back in the gym maybe in 2026.
I guess.
That's when you're getting back in the gym for a camp off a bad loss against a mentally handicapped person. What even happens there? You're now talking about circus shit, like on like a Jake Paul guy. That's what we see.
Well, you're onto something there.
Yeah, maybe. Turki Al-Sheikh announced that Riyadh season's Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Bud Crawford, September 13th super fight will be promoted by Dana White, TKO, Selah alongside himself. The first news conference for the Ring Magazine Super Middleweight World Championship fight takes place later this month in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, per Mike Coppinger. What up, Cop? So all of that was announced. It was announced, B and I didn't like it because it was announced for that, the TKO deal, and a Friday night at where UNLV plays. Am I correct? Brendan,
Yeah.
with the
I'm looking
that
at
all
the,
gets changed. Now it's back to this. I want Dana White nowhere near this.
but now it's still going to be September 13th, not September
Correct.
12th.
I double checked and triple
So it'll
checked
be
and then
on a
quadruple
Saturday.
checked. Definitely a Saturday. Um, Look, there's going to be lots of bells and whistles, guys. Brendan started losing his mind around the time where Eminem performed during the Bud Madrimal fight. This is going to be that on steroids. So just prepare for it, guys. These guys are going to fight at 2 a.m. I'm talking
Okay.
it.
The one thing that Turkey did seem to learn was like not to do the concerts in between.
I don't think that matters now. Not with TKO in
Okay,
this.
I hope not.
Not with TKO in this. And I think it's going to be a fucking.
Shit show, to say the least.
I think it's going to be an absolute fucking circus. And I'm going to go as far as this and make a prediction and say, as are the fights outside of the main event.
Are just going to be dog shit.
I think it's going to be like Oscar versus Eddie Hearn as the co-main.
Right.
The other Paul brother versus Tony Atlas as the opening. But I think that they're going to. And I hope we come back to this episode and go, Paz, you couldn't have been more wrong. It's a stacked card with championship fights. That they should be. This one's going to have the eyes on it that they wanted the Bivol better be have 2 eyes to be on it. You know?
Yeah.
Moses Italma is finalizing a deal to face Dillian White in the main event of an August 16th Riyadh season show. Ray Ford versus Anthony Apache Kakachi.
Love it.
And Nick Ball, Sam Goodman on the same card.
Great.
That's a
I saw that.
great card. Salute to whoever put that together. It being a Riyadh season thing, I don't, but yo, that's a great card. I said
That's
to
Frank
you,
Warren.
Okay, none of these
Queensberry.
guys are with Eddie. This is Queensberry. None of
This
these
is
are Matchroom
Queensberry.
guys. Okay, that's great. What a perfect guy for this Italma. When we said who would be all right,
Domestic guy.
domestic, but good, but fought the best, loses to the
A
best,
Londoner.
has some
Hungry, wants to knock this guy off.
Yes.
He ain't gonna lay down.
This Dillian, if you're Dillian White, guys, I'm not making any predictions, anything like that, but this puts you right back into that spot you were in when you were fighting. He had what, 2 or 3 massive shots. Definitely
Tyson Fury, AJ.
Right. So there's 2 right there. 2 of the biggest names of the last 15 years.
And
I think he had another really big fight because he got sparked out at Eddie's crib by Squarehead during COVID, and then got his lick back.
Yeah.
Dillian White is
Povetkin.
And I'm going to have to put a certain level of respect on Italma's name if he eats this guy's food. I suppose, unless he's cooked. How old's Dillian White?
Oh, he beat 36? Joseph Parker.
That's it. And that's a good.
And of course, he fought Chisora.
Of course, but that's a retrospect.
He had a run, bro.
He did.
He beat Chisora twice.
And that Parker win looks better now than it did.
Oh yeah.
Then. So he can fight, guys. Dillian White.
Ebenezer Teta was his last fight. Yeah. He's shop worn.
Yeah.
Been
How
hurt.
old is he now?
Popped hot. He's popped hot.
Yeah. What is he, like 36?
Let me see.
So guys, this is this could
37.
be this could be Frank Warren being a genius. A big name over there domestically. I'll say a huge name domestically, Dillian White.
Yeah.
Over there. And if he is smart about this, and Dillian White is a sharp one, it's a perfect timing. The IBF have now officially confirmed that Raymond Morataya has been upgraded to become the full IBF lightweight world champion following Vasily Lomachenko's retirement.
Email.
Andy Cruz.
I'm going to see him fight this weekend.
Versus Hironori Mishiro on Saturday night is a final eliminator to determine Morataya's mandatory. I love that fight. Whoever wins. Ray Morataya versus either Andy Cruz or Mishiro. I love that fight. I love it.
So, Morataya is a top rank guy, so that would get him to work with
Matchroom. Yes,
assuming Andy Cruz wins.
correct. Which is not,
Guaranteed.
it's not fait accompli. Matchroom has voiced their desire for Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua next. Whoosh. So is Wilder still fighting this
Yeah,
Black BLK Prime thing in like a week or something?
that's what I saw.
Right. So they're assuming he's getting by that guy. Hey, this guy might chin him, and then that's blown up. If he chins this guy, make that fight because those guys are both cooked.
Um, okay.
Is AJ cooked to you at the elite level? I don't mean draw. I don't mean draw or
I
getting.
don't.
AJ fights any of the top 5 this weekend. Do you pick him over any of them?
Who's in the top 5?
Kabayel, Usyk,
Not Usyk.
Kabayel, Ajit Kabayel. Um, uh, where's the thing we had printed out? Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabayel,
Fabio
Philip
Wardley.
Hergovich, Big Bang
I
Zhang,
think he could beat Zhang, Hergovich.
Martin Bacoli, F.A. Ajagba, Fabio Wardley, who we'll get into after this bit of news, because you're going to be real excited for this next bit of news.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Joe Cordina is nearing a 2-fight deal with Matchroom and
I picked
expects
this
to
poor
follow
bastard,
signing it with an
Cordina.
imminent return to the ring. Lastly, for the news, Imantas Stanionis will return to the ring on September 27th at Zalgirio Arena in his hometown of Kaunas, Lithuania. So, right, that'll be 5 months from the Boots loss. I'm not mad at that.
He's
Instead
fighting
of,
a farmer in Lithuania.
sure. I look at that fight as, do I still have anything? If I steamroll this dude, I'm gonna start coming. You know what I mean? Try to rebuild. Boots is that good. I'm just one notch below Boots, who is arguably a pound for pound guy. If he's in a tough fight against a farmer, against a guy that milks cows, then it might be time to go. You know what?
Milk this cow the
The
best
best
way
way we
you
know
know
how.
how.
Okay, guys, this past weekend.
Oh, wait, real quick. Hold on.
Yes. Please.
So take this as you may.
Yes,
Take this
please.
as you will.
I will take it that way.
Teofimo Lopez
Yeah.
posted something today on his IG stories.
Oh boy, here we go.
There we
This
go. Wearing a PBC hat.
guy. That's funny. It's funny.
It
is funny.
all he posted was himself adjusting the PBC hat, and it says 816 on it.
Okay.
Now, is he saying I'm going to be on the Tank Roach card? Take it as you will.
With the PBC hat and that date would imply that. If there wasn't a PBC hat, I go, all right, here goes boxing spiting itself.
What would be
Cutting it.
hilarious to me is if because of Keyshawn's antics, Top Rank drops him and they go, "Hey, Tio, dum dum, we got some room for you again."
And we got some the Scott O you
and
wanted?
now he's blown it by doing the whole PBC dance. Like, fuck both of these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. This past week,
Thursday, ESPN Plus, Montreal Casino. My guy, the Wolf. Arthur B. Arslanov. 18-0, 15 KOs, now ranked in the top 10 in 2 of the 4 major sanctions. Whatever these other 2 why he's not in all 4, I don't know. Versus Antonio Collado, 19-1. First of all, Long, don't ask how I didn't know this, being such a monster fan of this guy. I didn't realize that Biarzanov's English is perfect. Not good. I mean, as good as ours. He just has a slight accent.
Okay.
So that's fucking great moving forward
for
promotions that are usually like, I don't know how I'm going to sell this guy. He's got a sense of humor. He can talk a little shit. Biarzanov looked more fluid than he has before. That's not something you can really learn. So the guy's getting better at 30. I don't know how. He had this Antonio Collado down twice in the first, again in the second, and ended it in the third. Just a complete demolition job. I said it after his last fight. He's ready for the top 10 guys at 140.
Correct.
So this is up to Eye of the Tiger with some aid from Top rank. Brendan mentioned off air, I can't find anything about this Christopher Guerrero. So Christopher Guerrero, I talked about it. I made a prediction versus Williams Andres Herrera. Just didn't happen. Corey Erdman, when discussing this, right? And discussing Christopher Guerrero, said, we weren't able to see him tonight. So I have fucking no idea what that means.
It sounds like his opponent probably didn't show up.
Then why wouldn't you say that?
Mm.
We
So
weren't able to see
I
him
also mentioned to you
tonight.
off air that remember when I made the show last week, when I was writing the show last week, I said,
Yeah.
Vin, are we sure about this card?
Correct.
Because I go based on these online publications when I write
And
the
there were, I
rundown,
believe there were
question
question
marks.
marks. Correct.
And there's
And
still
Brendan
question
said
marks.
there's still question marks,
No,
guys.
so BoxRec's been salty lately. Like they got an issue with the WBO. So like if there's a WBO fight, they don't recognize it. Now,
yeah.
do they have an issue with Eye of the Tiger or they hate Canadians?
Yeah. Do they not like Mark Ramsey? Do they not like Eye of the Tiger? Do they hate the Canucks? Do they hate the
I think
weather?
I think they hate our neighbors to the north.
Do they?
That's what I'm thinking.
They hate the Canucks, is what you're saying.
These
That's breaking news.
That's the breaking news. I think BoxRec wants to make Canada their 51st state, and Canada told them to go screw,
And
and BoxRec
there's heat.
said, "You'll see."
You'll see. This Corey Erdman, who we love on this show, we weren't able to see him here tonight.
Weird.
That bar,
Very strange.
That bar, it sounds to me like, yeah, he smacked the shit out of some guy and he's jammed up at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
I also found out, this Christopher Guerrero, besides being Mexican who moved to Montreal, so speaks Spanish, French, and English fluently. His mom is Italian,
really.
Mexican, and Italian. So
Is she like Italian, but like was raised like in, like Salma Hayek is like Middle Eastern, but was raised in Mexico.
oh, I didn't know that she was
Yeah.
ethnically not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
she's Mexican by all.
No, but her
yeah,
ethnicity isn't.
right.
Yeah. No. His mom's like
I
an
mean,
Italian
yeah.
lady.
Oh, yeah, like Salma Hayek. Her last name is Hayek. That's not
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a stage name or something with her. Albert Ramirez was the main event. 20-0, 17 KOs. He's ranked number 6 by ring at 75. He's a real guy versus Mikey Flannery. If you remember, B brought up the fact that he fights out of Bangkok. It's just weird.
It's fucking
13-0, 11 KOs. We picked him to get packed up. Mikey Flannery. Ramirez keeps his hands really low. My guess is that he does it to set traps. But against real guys, that's not a good idea. But look, he landed a highlight reel uppercut that almost beheaded Flannery in the second.
Yeah.
Packed him up. Get Ramirez in there with another top 10 guy. They're tinkering around with these guys. They're doing an amazing job with finding talent and nurturing that talent through Eye of the Tiger and Mark Ramsey, who's a brilliant trainer. I don't want them to keep these guys busy with talent that's so disparate, if that makes any sense.
It does, certainly.
We need both Albert Ramirez and Arthur the Wolf B. Arslanov in there with real guys, and we need to know what's up with Christopher Guerrero, because the kid's got everything. Saturday, the Zone, Portman Road Stadium. That capacity is 30K there, and it was packed in the rain. I or you didn't know how big of a name Fabio Wardley was there.
He's a big name.
We've talked about it. Fabio Wardley versus Justice Hooney. You and I mocked Justice Hooney.
I shouldn't have. He was kicking Wardley's ass.
This was supposed to be Brendan's guy, Big Baby Miller versus Wardley, if you remember, B.
Yeah, what happened?
I still don't know, honestly.
Was he just so disrespectful that they were like, get the fuck off the card, or did he get hurt?
definitely gave him some sort of fine when he tried to be an asshole, and he
I
was
wonder.
crying about it on his Instagram. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
The
I wonder
British
if.
board,
Yeah, I
like,
wonder if
was
they
like,
told him to go fucking screw.
they may have, because he
Or,
posted it on
but
his
they
Instagram.
don't let you in if you're a felon either, right? Can you
No,
travel?
no, because I told you about my issues with
Yeah.
there and Canada. Um,
Blame
Wardley
Canada.
Wardley is faster and more athletic than I remember. Good jab, moves well, better than I remembered. Justice Hooney is a tough, sturdy guy that knows what he's doing in there, B. Well, around then I'm going,
Yo,
oh
he's
wait,
fucking
this
him
guy
up.
can fucking fight. Back and forth action in the third, more exchanges in the fourth, big shots landing from both guys. Hey, both these guys have granite chins to eat this shots. Nice fight. Justice Hooney took this fight on 5 weeks' notice and went there to fucking win.
Yep.
This kid was not rattled by the bright lights, not rattled by the hostile environment, just chopping away, B. Chopping away, landing clean shots, busting Wardley up. This was becoming a drubbing, B.
A
I'm going,
drubbing.
someone might stop this.
He was up 7 rounds on cards.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, then in the 10th round, Fabio Wardley throws a perfect right hand that lands right on the button and
Right in the
starches.
fucking eye.
Yes, Justice Hooney. You only see this type of shit in the movies, but this actually happened. Unreal. Wardley wins the WBA interim title and goes to 19-0 with 18 KOs. In my opinion,
Mooney's head hit the
Hooney,
canvas, fucked up.
yeah, Justice Hooney deserves a rematch, but I can't see Frank Warren letting that happen with all
No.
the potential money fights out there. Justice Hooney's really good, and he was whipping his ass. He just walked into a shot.
Whooping his ass.
He's gonna be something. I'm gonna call it. He's only 26 or 27. He's gonna bounce back and beat some guys. Whatever they're gonna do, whoever his promoter is,
He'll definitely get another fight to see if he can do that. So
I think they're gonna give him I know this is almost contradictory, a name soft touch, meaning like, oh,
an old guy.
Give him Chisora because the whole steamroll.
Ain't nobody. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I know nobody's.
Yeah.
I know. It's a bad example, but I had to come.
Yeah,
off.
I know what you mean.
I don't know, Robert Hellenius. Like, oh, everyone knows him, kind of, but
yes,
but
yeah.
Who'll whip
Good
his
example.
ass or someone like that. He deserves another fight. And then when he whoops that guy's ass, because he's going to, he just literally walked into the perfect shot. He
Absolutely.
got caught by the perfect shot. I don't know what. Look, Brendan, how many times do I continue to bring up the fact that when you're getting your ass whipped and you clip someone like this and stay undefeated and you're 19-0 with 18 in KOs, this is going to be forgotten that he was getting his ass whipped within what, 7 days, a week on social media of maybe some people going, hey, don't forget that he was getting beat up. Hey, don't forget that he was getting beat up.
You say it all the time. This will, yeah.
This will be gone soon, guys. This will be gone soon. Yo, guys, someone's going to do Fabio Wardley that same way, and he's not going to land that perfect right on the button.
Right. He can be outboxed.
So he can be outboxed. And there's some guys that can box at heavyweight right now.
Sure.
What do you do, B? Who do you try to hem up, knowing that this was for an interim belt and you're not getting Usyk or Dubois because they're busy with each other?
For
what does Fabio
Wardley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ? How about AJ Fabio Wardley for an interim belt in the UK?
I like it. You have that Lawrence Okoli guy. I don't think they like each other. Of course, there's Michael Hunter floating around, Martin Bacoli,
Big Bang Zhang.
But you know what? I think you're right. Go for broke because he can be outboxed, and you don't want him to lose before you can.
I try to get a monster payday next fight, and knowing what he can sell. So I think that capacity is 30K there for footy. For playing for soccer, I think the cap was 20K, and there was 20K there in the pouring rain.
Wow.
And it was loud as fuck. So this kid is a star there, or very much in his hometown a star. And that's getting more and more rare. And we were blown away with Keyshawn Davis. Props to him for doing 10K in his hometown and then dropping the ball. Saturday on ESPN, Scope Arena, Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn Davis, the one who was apparently involved in this thing. 3-0, 2 KOs versus Michael Velez Garcia, 3-0, 2 KOs. Brutal left hook to the body, packed him up in the second. Troy Isley, a KOTB guy. We constantly talk about him. No one else does.
Virginia guy, Fairfax, right?
Yes. Part of Bud's crew, Bomac's crew, always in that camp with Bomac and Bud. Good people to be around. In Bud and Bomac. I don't know about these Davises now because he was with that crew. Pack them up. We're really big fans of Troy Isley, and we think on this show that he'd be hovering in the star-bound area if he could crack, but he can't. You know, if a nun had a ball, she'd be a priest. Versus Itundi Michael William, 16-1, 12 KOs, who can fight. Troy Isley's just really good. As I said, he's a KOTB favorite for both of us. If he could crack, I think he'd be a star. He changes levels, B. He flicks a throwaway jab, Brandon, to blind you. Then the next one he'll put some mustard on you and crack you.
Changes speeds real nice.
Changes speeds real nice and changes
levels.
Levels really nice. Itundi Michael William can fight. I know Troy Isley is a Bomac guy, B, but he reminds me of a Kronk fighter for some reason. He reminds me of a guy who would have been, this guy is always in there with James Toney. Giving him tough.
Giving him fits and sparring.
Giving him fits. One of those type guys. Here's something to think about, B.
He was an Olympian too?
Yes. Brendo, Isley is a throwback, very crafty guy, does very subtle stuff in there, right? So here's my fear, Brendan. Judges don't give guys credit for that anymore, man. That's that Mike McCallum, James Toney sit in front of you. It looks like you're getting a hit. You're not. He's catching certain things. He's turning you. He's clipping you with a little short shot that's not eye-catching. I'm going, I'm calling this now, okay? I'm just calling this now.
Yeah.
It's a Pazzi prediction, but I don't know where we put this in because it's not a pick of a winner or a loser. He's going to be on the wrong end of some bad decisions. They're gonna get him a good fight, B, Top Rank, against a guy that's fucking real, and it's gonna be a meaningful fight. And he's gonna do this crafty shit. And me and you are gonna have it 7-3 or something.
Right. And he'll lose.
8-4, and he's gonna lose. I had a 97-90.
That was an NABO title.
Yes. Which, as we said, guys. And who just came back, Brendan? We just said they just came back. The USBA, NABF, NAB, all these guys are coming back, guys. These are fringe titles that get you shots. So, some of these are less corrupt than the real belts.
Correct.
When B and I were young, these were the uncorruptible belts. These met like, the 1 and 2 guy are fighting to fight the guy. That doesn't happen with
this. Was the Friday night Friday night fights belt.
Tuesday night fights on USA. Friday night fights on ESPN. The main events would be NABF, NABO, USBA. And that guy would then get a HBO or Showtime fight against a real guy there. What's his name? Called out James Toney on the one Tuesday night fight card. It was great. James hopped in the ring, all slick in his I forget his name who called him out. B, I had a 97-93 for Troy Isley. Did you score it?
Did not.
I'm okay with 96-94. The judges had it 98-92, 96-94 twice. Tiger Johnson, 15-0 versus Janelson. Boca Chica, 17-3, 11 KOs, welterweight. Look, as we've said before, Tiger Johnson was a 2020 Olympian, as we said before, prior to his last fight. We, as a duo, weren't impressed with Tiger Johnson as a pro, and we said it every time he fought. His last fight 2 months ago against Kendo Castaneda, when he moved up to 147, I thought he looked great, as did you. So I was hoping we'd see a continuation of that particular performance.
We did not.
Came out popping a nice stiff jab, put it right behind it a few times, definitely feeling Boca Chica out early, so I was okay. Let's see what he's doing here. it seemed like he's reverting to his old ways, being
It just
tentative. There
it
were
not
openings.
enough punches. His trainer
Oh,
was driving you insane,
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
but he was giving him sound advice like,
He
dude,
was. I'm just
fucking
not into those. Though it's like the boxing dads who want to be in the spotlight. I know it's not his dad, but the theatrics. It's
yeah.
look.
He was extra with it.
This kid's tentative. It reminds me of what Brendan says when he thinks a fight is shot, even though this guy isn't and is far from it. There were openings and he wasn't firing. When he did, it was one shot at a time. As the rounds went on, more of the same. This is a guy I wasn't a fan of. The crowd was booing. Tiger doing nothing but moving and throwing the occasional jab. Snooze fest. I wasn't tired on this particular night, and I started nodding out.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
He let his hands go a little bit in the eighth, and he had success. So there's clearly, to me, a mental block there. There's something there. It's not physical. It's possible he's scared of return fire. I'm not sure. Very disappointing performance from Tiger Johnson after the Kendall Castaneda win, which I hoped was a coming out party, to be frank.
Yeah.
A UD for Tiger Johnson, but I have no idea where you go from here, and I don't want to see him. So there's two statements there. I don't know where you go from here after that performance, but I don't want to see him anymore.
No, me neither. That his trainer's Prentice Brewer, by the way.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't like how he gets down. I'm not talking
How
about his
old is Prentice
instructions.
Brewer?
He's young.
Young, right? Yeah,
He's probably younger than us.
definitely.
So I wanted to we're talking about Kelvin Davis, 15-0, 8 KOs versus Nahir Albright. We talked from Philly, 16-2, 7 KOs. We talked about the mess that happened afterwards. I want to remind everyone that I said this is a real guy in Nahir Albright, and I started going towards it, discussing telling Billy, because Billy didn't show up for 3 weeks. Yo, there might be some sort of upset special here, and you were such a fucking jerk about it. I tucked my chain because I was like, yo, this guy thinks I'm so off. I'm about to look like a buffoon. So tuck your chain. And I did. And this is what happens. Instead of being like,
So you're blaming me?
yes. Yes. I was like, I said, Nahir Albright can fight. Those 2 losses, and I don't know about that. You go, this Kelvin Davis way better. He's on another level. And I go, all right.
Oh, let's not. No, I didn't go that far.
And I
I
yellow
said he's
bed.
good.
And I stopped at Nahir Albright can fight and is really good. And I was going to go, this might be problematic. And you took the wind right out of my sails as a curmudgeon, and I blame you for that. Thank you. You dismissed me, made me feel crazy, insecure.
Yeah.
Look, I gave Nahir Albright the first round. And then he hurt Kelvin Davis badly in the second with the right hand. Hurt badly again in the fourth with another right hand. This kid can't get out of the way of a right hand. Albright just didn't allow Davis to get into his rhythm, Brendan.
Nope.
Frustrated him, confused him. I had a 97-93 for Nahir Albright, but I fully expected him to get robbed, and that is in my notes. I scored it and then said, but to myself. I said, not a prayer, not in Norfolk, not going to happen. And Nahir's not a big name. You know what I mean?
No.
So judges.
And he's got a weird, like, flailing
weird
style.
Yes, very weird, awkward style. It's not necessarily a friendly one, couldn't we say?
No.
But I like Nahir. He's a really good dude. As soon as I heard the first card B, I go, here we go.
Yeah.
95-95, the first one. I go, all right, even a draw is a robbery, and this kid's gonna get away without a blemish, meaning Davis. 97-93, 96-94 for Nahir Albright. Good for him. Good kid, good fighter. And then I went in to talk about what happened in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And what I initially wrote, B, was your words, I believe, were, I'm almost speechless. Mine that I wrote when this happened was, this is so crazy, I'm not sure I have the words. This is what happened as it unfolded.
Right.
I grew to have the words, as did you, but as it happened.
Yeah.
And my last line was, the footage is gross. And that's what I meant about women, a baby, meaning Keyshawn's baby. And guys, we
And then
reiterate,
like, what is so serious that you got to go this bonkers over it? You know what I mean? Like, what
they lost their
possibly?
mind that one. So there's three brothers. All three were on this card.
Mhm.
The main event was canceled. The little brother does what he's supposed to do, packs up the kid. Now the main brother becomes the main Davis on the card, not the main event, but
Right.
the main Davis on the card. Supposed to whip Nahir Albright. That's the Nahir
It got
Albright
whooped.
didn't get the memo. He got whooped, and these dudes couldn't handle it. You and I think that there might have been something off with Keyshawn. Help me
Yeah.
with it. You were in television. What is not slander or libel? He appeared to not be himself
Himself.
between not making weight and just sticking it in your face. No puff of chowing down. What is it? Stand
Just
by me, chow down, wide load.
yeah, chow down, wide
He's like
load.
chowing down, like when I see Broner and Tank.
Boom baba, boom
Boom
baba.
baba, boom baba. Um, I, hey, look, I hope Nahir Albright gets rewarded against a top 10 guy at 140 for this win. He can fight. He can cause people problems. If you want to make this into the shit show soap opera that the Davises already have, whatever happens, Keyshawn's going to 140. Make Nahir Albright,
Keyshawn Davis.
It would be a rematch of the fight in which he got popped for smoking weed.
Right.
There was a no decision, correct? Is what it was
Mhm.
called.
Yeah.
So now it's looked at as revenge. There's a built-in storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as Brendan and I talked about, if you make that, you're rewarding bad behavior.
Bad behavior.
You're also rewarding Nahir Albright, who deserves to be rewarded. So I don't know how you play that.
I mean, you could probably put it to him, Frank. You know, put it to him. We're gonna pay you 50 grand for this fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's what your purse is. 50.
I would Samson Lukowitz it and be like, nah, I'm not doing this for anything.
No,
less than
not for Nahir Albright. What I'm saying is what Top Rank says to Keyshawn.
Oh, yeah, hey man,
Yeah.
listen, you want to hang around? You want us to do our best?
Yeah, next one you do for 50 grand. That's it. That's what we got for you.
I will do it. Well, how about 100? Maybe we'll think about it. 75. This is the best we can do.
You know, test the market.
Go ahead, see if anyone else will bite. See if an upstart will bite.
Right.
You know, because you stood on your statement of Vinny, this is boxing. We are absolutely going to see him again. There will be no fines or suspensions, right? Are you following me?
Yeah.
Then that's the move, bro.
Right.
September, Nahir Albright, Keyshawn, y'all jumped me. I mean, that's a real angle. This is a real angle.
Right.
It can be sold to, I won't use the word the mainstream, but it can be sold to casual boxing fans.
Sure.
There's a story here, and there's footage, and you start putting like the world you worked in, being TV.
Yeah.
You start putting menacing music behind the scenes.
I mean, they won't, because they're gonna want people to forget about this. You know what I mean? That shit'll be for us to tune in. But I think that they're gonna say, like, you know, Keyshawn Davis has had his problems in the
Top
past.
Rank won't. The media will, though.
Yeah, and especially like these amateur, you know, all the editors.
I'll do anything for clicks. There's going to be brilliant edits. Brilliant edits.
Right. So yeah, we'll get some of that. Yeah.
There's going to be cartoons of this kid getting jumped. The cartoon AI.
Well, it's crazy. Is like people are calling him a snitch.
Brendan, did we say this on air?
We have,
or in our private lives of guys, civilians can't be snitches. Guys.
No, he's a boxer. Other boxers jumped him on video. Then they interviewed him and he said, yeah, I got jumped right there. That's not snitching. It's like he went and called the police and was like, yo, I want this dude arrested.
Guys, when you're a street dude that talks or
you know, snitching is if Nahir Albright jumped one of the Davis brothers with his boys, and then when they got their lick back, he went, yo,
those guys said it.
Those guys said it on me. That's a snitch.
We got to be very clear because of culturally what that word means. And guys,
it's so stupid.
Amongst the right crowd, it's used the right way. But it has become oh, you're a rat, you're a snitch, when it's like some lady
Right.
it's like called the cops because she's no, she's a Karen and she's annoying and that was corny. And she's not a rat, she's just annoying. I don't deal with police or talk to them but I
No,
also
me
live by a
neither.
code. If Nahir Albright never claimed that code and he has a wife and kids and a job, how is he a rat? He
Yo,
got
Nahir
locked up.
Albright sings like R&B music. Like
Does he?
he's an aspiring singer.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to him like in passing. You know what I mean? How you
Yeah.
doing?
No, I
Nice
mean
to
like
see you.
his
I'm a
latest
fan.
post. He's got a post on IG right now, him like singing along to like, and he's singing like Boys to Men.
Let's go from a group of low-life piece of human garbage to a sweetheart of a kid and a great family. Abdullah Mason, 18-0, 16 KO, is considered by Knock 'em Out the Box to be the brightest star in the sport in terms of young guys.
Potential.
Yes. Um, versus Jeremiah Nakatila, 26-4, 21 KOs, can punch with that right hand. This is a lightweight. Look, Mason is so good. Head feints, foot feints,
Yeah.
understanding of distance, calm, very patient.
He was rolling real nice on
Real
defense.
nice,
Yeah.
real nice. One-sided beatdown.
Yep.
Nakatila's balance is gone, B. When you talk to me and say, Vin, I'm a little worried about this guy, he should never fight again. I mean,
Agreed.
standing there, B. I don't mean getting
Yeah.
iced with something. I mean, a jab landed and he looked wrong.
Yeah. No,
He shouldn't be
there's
fighting
no punch
anymore.
resistance.
None. He quit on his stool after the fourth. Time for a big fight for Abdullah Mason. He is ready. He
Yeah.
is ready. I don't know if you agree with me there, B, when I say big fight.
I do.
Do you?
I do.
So
He's got to have he's got to have a title eliminator. Um, I'm not going to say, oh, a world title yet, but an eliminator to get in a position to get a world title. I still think he's about 2, 3 fights off.
let's look real quick, B. Let me throw stuff at you.
Uh-huh.
Tank Davis, Keyshawn, Shakur Stevenson, William Zapata, Morataya, Andy Cruz, Frank Martin,
Well,
Baranchek, Tevin Farmer from Philly, and that kid Sam Noakes. So it looks
I
like
would
they're
say
gonna
like
go
I would say like a Noakes
a
level.
Sam Noakes type guy.
Yeah.
Abdullah said he'd go over there. Sam Noakes is from across the pond.
Yeah.
He said he'd go over there.
Mm.
I like that fight, B. I like that fight next. Some of those names we rattled off with, we don't believe.
Frank Martin doesn't have a dance partner or a promoter, I believe.
That's a nice fight. That's a nice fight. And that is a really good win if Abdullah puts it on him.
And a really good win if Frank Martin puts it on Abdullah.
Absolutely. He's right back in the thick of things
It's
for
a good
title
get
shot.
back. Yeah.
I'm right back in.
I say that's the fight I want.
I think the Sam Noakes,
I'll take that
because of
too.
where they both are at in the WBO, is
Mm-hmm.
why they
Okay.
think. I think they're like 2-3.
Okay.
And Keyshawn just forfeited that belt. So now
Right.
we got an open belt and two legitimate fighters that are willing to make that fight happen.
Okay.
So I say we make that in September
Do it.
in the UK. What do you
Be
think?
nice to get Mason over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Of course.
I like it. I'll take it.
And in that area be in the UK, because the Mason family are strict Muslims. Lots of Muslims in the UK that'll come through and show support, meaning, of course, they will for Sam Noakes, but
Right.
you'll have some people for Abdullah Mason, which you normally don't have,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, something that you and I got very frustrated with. The Junto Nakatani fight just not being on anyone's ledger.
Schedule.
So we just completely fucking both forgot to cover it, guys. We apologize.
I listened to like 4 other boxing podcasts. No one covered it.
Guys, this is a pound for pound guy, and his opponent is a champion and
Is a unifier
champion, and it's a unifier to be IBF, WBC, and lineal bantamweight champion, and no one was talking about it.
And it was a one-sided motherfucking demo job.
Nakatani came out the gate throwing punches with bad intentions, B. Nishida, this maniac stands there firing right back at him. He's got no power, but he decides to sit in the pocket.
I thought he poked his eyeball out.
Despite his lack of power, though, B, you can't just walk through Nishida because his punch placement is so good.
Yeah.
He disrupts your rhythms. Nakatani's left uppercut is one of the prettiest punches in the sport right now. I mean,
You're
it
sort of
looks
like in uppercuts in combination.
from angles that I didn't think they could be thrown from. Great stuff from both guys. A war fought at a very high level. Nakatani is an offensive wizard. This eyeball will look like it was about to fall off.
Oh,
Bad shape. The corner stopped it after the 6th round. What a performance. Special fighter.
yeah. He's good.
Let's make this MJ fight soon with the monster, and let's make the monster and
Monster was ringside.
Nakatani. Yes. And he saw an ass whooping against a really good fighter in Nishida.
I still think that
And by the way, I think Ryosuke Nishida will be back and will be good. I think he's good. I think he's good.
what's Inoue's brother's name?
Oh, it's for I honestly don't remember.
Got to make that fight.
Between those two,
I say do it. Yeah, and then just set up the brother just for the
I like it. Sunday, the Zone, Gold Coast Convention Center, Australia. Jai Apataya, 27-0, 21 KOs versus Claudio Squeo, 17-0. IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Championships. Look, Claudio Squeo had no business being in there. And in those situations, you got to get the guy out of there. God forbid you get cut or hurt your hand, B, in these stay busy fights. Look, there's not much to assess in fights like this, but I'll say this because we have to. Apataya is potentially a pound for pound guy. We got to talk about it. He can get overexcited and wild, B. He can smother those punches. It's nitpicking. I know that because Claudio Squeo had nothing for him. So maybe
redheaded Italian.
Yeah. Big right hook dropped him and stopped him in the 5th. I think he broke his jaw with that shot.
Yeah, that was a mismatch.
It's time to stop wasting time and unify with this Zordo. Zordo has that fight coming up on the Jake Paul undercard.
Mm-hmm.
And on a Thursday night, what's it called, Brendo? Golden Boy card. He was being interviewed. It was the one where we said we were impressed with how good his English was.
Yeah.
Said he was completely and fully down to fight Jake Paul.
But yeah.
So guys, don't be surprised if
you see that
he throws a monkey wrench in this. You know, if he wins
and
this
goes
fight,
after Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul will fight him.
He would beat the
shit
out of that kid and end all of this nonsense that's going on. So that's it, guys. B, where can they get at you?
Get at me if you know, in a friendly way on Twitter, because I'm taking scalps over there. At the Killer B24 on Twitter, at I_no_that_kid on IG. Follow us at KOTB Boxing on IG. Write us at KOTBboxing@gmail.com. Find our YouTube, KOTB Podcast. And remember to like and review the show. And if you want to advertise with us, write us at KOTBboxing@gmail.com. And maybe we'll sell some of your wares on here. Vinny, where do they find you?
New record in stores now. God Sent Vengeance, streaming everywhere. If you're more of a physical product person, such as myself, you can go to jmtstore.com for all your vinyl, CD, cassette needs, merch, hoodies, sweatshirts, all of that. 2 big items that I've been talking about coming soon, specialized items, knock them out the box shirts, all of that. jmtstore.com. At Boxcutter Pazzi on IG. At Vinny_Paz on the Twitter. Irish Billy.
Yes, sir.
Say goodnight.
Good night, Billy.